Good morning. It's Mary Jane Miller here in Mexico, and I'm going to welcome you to the first class. These lessons are going to cover a great deal of material, and I'm glad that you signed up. I think that the two things I want to offer you is one, painting with egg tempera and a little bit of an introduction to how that's done, and also an experience of watching your interior self and knowing that you are a participant with creation and God. So before you get going here, you're going to need a certain number of things to begin the lesson with me. One is your boards. I suggest you buy a clay board. It is a gesso panel already prepared for you, and you ought to be able to find it in any fine art supply store. If you have another board, just be sure that it has a gesso on it that is acrylic-based gesso boards don't work well with egg tempera. They don't combine, they don't integrate. It has to be organic with organic and acrylic on acrylic. So, after you find your boards, you might have to order some paints. Now, many of you may have some earth pigments around your studio that you have used or you have not used or you'd like to experiment with. Any kind of earth pigment's fine. Sinopia sells small jars in California. Earth Pigments is another website. And I would suggest you start with a small assortment. I use basically 20 pigments. That's all I've ever used in 25 years. I might add a pigment from time to time, but for our lessons, you're only going to need 3 or 4 pigments. You'll need a tray. I like to use these little glass trays. Plastic trays tend to move around. Any tray will do. You'll need a small brush. Now, when I say small brush, it's not that we can't use a large brush with egg tempera, but this is too big, this is too big, this is too big. It's only because the more intimate you are with your paint, the more you'll learn about your interior self and that spiritual person that's pushing pigments around. I would like you to keep a journal. You can sew together a couple of pages just for the next couple lessons. Keeping journals for artists is an excellent idea no matter what medium you're using. Divide it up so that you'll have a place to record what you're doing with your medium and what you're doing with the image, and also what you're doing in your interior self, why you do things, how you do things, just small thoughts that you want to record. And finally, you're going to need an egg, because it's egg tempera. It will take you a little while to get together all the materials. In the meantime, if you do get the materials together, or you already have them together, you can move on to mixing an egg. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So here's your little egg. And what you want to do is break it into a cup. Oops, all right, so it went all the way into the cup. Reach in there with your hands really gently and just take out that lovely egg yolk. It has some gooey stuff on it, which we want to get rid of. Here we have the egg yolk. It's just the egg yolk in a napkin. And as you can see, it has this lovely little membrane that holds onto it. Pinch just the side of it. Oops, and out comes all of the essence for a chicken. The essence, the raw essence for life. You're going to want to put 1 part to 5 parts, 3 parts of water. You want to mix it really well. And there you go, there's your emulsion. So, just a little idea, a little preparation on how to mix pigment. A little bit of egg. Pigments are really dense, so you don't need much. A little brushful is plenty. If you have an eyedropper, that's really helpful. Basically, there's your pigment. It's kind of thick. If you need it to be a little thinner, just add a little more egg. It's advisable to use a mixing brush and a fine brush. You will paint with this brush, but you will mix with this one. Otherwise, you ruin your really expensive, beautiful brushes. I hope to see you all next week, or whenever you tune in again, and we'll actually get to the painting. Enjoy.